Hi, welcome to the 8-Minute A-Game. Come on in, I'm glad you're here. Well, this month is the beginning of a new year, and I look out over the golf course and the snow's flying, and here in Iowa it's a cold time, but it's a time for most folks at the beginning of the year to think about where they're headed in their life, what's going on for their New Year's resolutions. How are you going to reinvent yourself? How are you going to grow this year? Where are you going to be next year that will be progress from where you were last year in terms of your life and the things that you enjoy doing and want to do more of or accomplish? And so it's a great time for reflection. It's an exciting time to move forward. I have a lot of clients who at the end of the year, so we just finished this, do strategic planning for their business, and they are asking the same questions. Where are we going for the next 3 years? Planning horizon. What's our organization's destination need to look like 3 years down the road? And how do we get there 1 year at a time? Third year, we arrive. Well, you know, there's a good story that says there was a guy in Chicago and he's waving his hands around on the street corner and yelling and screaming. And this lady comes up and she says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm keeping the elephants away from Chicago. They will trample this city and I'm keeping them away." And the lady looks at the guy like he's half crazy and says, "Sir, there are no elephants in Chicago." And the guy says, "See, it works." Sometimes I think as business leaders, we don't connect cause and effect very well. In other words, a lot of times we don't set out our destination very well. Our strategic plans don't have real categories of outcomes and critical objectives. We just kind of say, we want to grow, we want to get things done, we want to take care of our people. And so therefore there's no destination, cause, and effect. We get to the end of the year and we say, look, we got this accomplished, that accomplished, and this accomplished. Well, guess what? You worked for a year. So I hope you got some things accomplished. Whether or not that was the right stuff, the question is, did you arrive at the destination you intended to arrive at some level? Did you set out to go accomplish things and then get them done? Because at the end of the year, you could always look back and say, look what I accomplished, this, and that. But was that the right stuff? Of course you accomplished things. Was that where you intended to arrive? Or are you just backward looking at what you happenstanced into? Let me say it again. Are you just backward looking at what you happenstanced into? Reactively flowing to the critical needs that come up on a daily basis, tactical, not strategic, just reactive. That's one way to run a business. Most organizations that run their business that way will accomplish things that if they would have set up a strategic approach, they would have accomplished those things, usually on a scale of 10 things that you might want to get accomplished in a year. Most organizations without an effective, actionable strategic plan with intended destinations will accomplish 3 out of their top 10. Just by doing what needs to be done, you'll get 3 out of your top 10 done. Organizations that set up the direction and intend to go places usually accomplish about 7 out of their top 10. So 7 out of 10, 3 out of 10 a year, not a huge difference in a year, but look at it over the course of 3 years. Would you rather get 21 things done or 9 things done? Who owns the market? Who gains market share? Who has more resources? Who can give out raises? Who can recruit more talent? What does talent want to be a part of? Do they want to be a part of a company that in 10 years gets 30 things done or in 10 years gets 70 things done? Think of it over the course of a lifetime. Do you want to get 7 of your top 10 done or 3 of your top 10 done over the course of your 100 years on earth? Where do you want to be? Who's happier in life? Who enjoys it more? Who finds more peace and joy and gets what they want out of life, out of their career, out of their... So here's the deal. You have the opportunity as a leader on your team or in your family, in your life, to set up key results areas. The first step would be what categories of outcomes, which I call key results areas, what key results areas do you need to get results in for the next 3 years? You could do this for your personal life, and then you can translate that into business. In your personal life, you'd say, there's certain areas of my life, let's brainstorm it right now. What areas of your life would need to be going well? You'd have to get some outcomes in order to reach your mission statement of, I want to have a good life. You'd say, I need to have, health needs to be going good. Great, that's a key results area. Finances, got to have money to pay the bills. Career, work, got to have enjoyable, meaningful. Okay, would those 3 areas take care of you reaching your mission statement of a good life? Would that do it? No. I'd be healthy. I'd have the finances I need. My job would be going good. Would anything cause you to not reach your mission of having a good life then? Yeah, I could be having a terrible marriage. No friends. I could not be getting things done in other areas. Okay, those are key results areas. So you add those. Health, social, spiritual, financial, career, marriage, family, whatever they are. Those are your key results areas. You define them. We'll talk next month about how you drill that down into critical objectives or goals. Each KRA, key results area, needs to have a set of goals under it that also has a set of action plans under it, and it needs to be prioritized. This is how you get the 7 out of 10 things done you need done in your business, your team, and your life. But for now, think about key results areas. Draw a circle. Here's the mission statement. In the middle is the hub. It's your values. And each spoke would be a key results area. What does your team or your organization need to have for categories of outcome? I can tell you every organization needs the financial piece taken care of. So if you get the financial piece as one KRA, what are the rest? Do you need to have community involvement as a strategic area that will then go set some goals under? This is not the end of a strategic plan, it's the beginning. I'll talk to you next month about critical objectives and how those work our strategic focus from more global 50,000 foot view categories of outcomes, key results areas. Global key results areas need to be broken down then into critical objectives. We'll talk about that next month. But between now and then, work on your key results areas for your team or your organization. Know what those key results areas strategically need to be for the next 3 years. You do that, you'll be working on your A game, and then we'll add some meat to it next month. Between now and then, bring your A game or go home.